The group four headlines unfolding the mental self that we were going to discuss with you today. Trisha Teodosio spill the
I will
news.
discuss the nature of cognition. So people with capabilities that empower them to manage themselves in various settings and situations. So cognition is a crucial part of individuals' development which process behavior and how just behavior also impacts its assuming bidirectional connections. So the way information is taken and how it analyzed and processed is also a function of human cognition. So cognition is defined as a complex array or mental process involved in remembering, perceiving, and thinking, and how these processes are employed. Also, cognition is also called as an umbrella term to cover all high thinking process.
Let's hear from Vince Crespo nag-uulat.
Memory. If cognition covers all higher order thinking process with an individual, a major focus of its study is the function of memory. It is the faculty of the mind through which information is acquired and retained for later use. Memory function in three levels. The first one is sensory memory, second is short-term working, and last is long-term memory. Sensory memory is the level that allows information from the external environment to be perceived by an individual through senses, while short-term working is where information is temporarily stored, where information is stimulously remembered and is in a readily available state, typically from 10 to 15 seconds up to 1 minute. It can store up to 5 to 9 items after information is discarded if there is no conscious and deliberate effort to retain it. When there is effort to store information and it is done consistently, this information is transferred to long-term memory. Information stored in long-term memory is often permanent and allows for repeated retrievals across situations.
Angel Marie Tiongson, what's the news?
All intelligence is often something you're born with. There's growing evidence that intelligence can be enhanced through learning and efforts. While some aspects intelligence can be genetically influenced, not fixed. You can develop and enhance your intelligence through learning, cognitive training, and healthy life. It's a long journey of growth, of development.
Let's hear from Henry Iroho.
Today I'm going to discuss what is learning. Learning is defined as a relatively permanent change in a person's knowledge or behavior as a result of experience. This definition connotes three things. Number one, the change is long-term. Number two, the source of change comes from within the structures of memory or knowledge of the individuals. Number three, the change is attributed to the personal experiences of the learner in his or her environment. People learn in many ways, and several theories and models have been forwarded to understand and explain how learning occurs. One such theory is the social cognitive theory, which emphasizes the value of the social environment in one's learning process that is built on observational learning. There are four stages in observational learning. Number one, attention. Means when an individual focuses on information that he or she perceives to be interesting and useful. Number two, retention. Means stores and gives a mental representation of the information. Number three, motor reproduction. Recalls and rehearses the information given. And number four, repeats the entire process constantly and consistently, then learning happens. Learning happens even beyond the classroom. It happens in daily situations. According to the social cognitive theory, there is an interaction of personal cognition. Personal cognition includes personality, motivational, orientation, in environment, family, schools, and other settings, peers, and social relationships. And in behavioral factors include feedback and consequence that accountable for behavioral changes. The notion of learning is underlined by notions of self-efficacy and human agency. Self-efficacy is defined as the extent to which people believe that they can confidently learn and master a particular skill.
The top of our news, this is Talia Z. Hilario.
So, according to Albert Bandura, self-efficacy can develop through the following. First one is the mastery experience. We are learning from our experience. So, which accomplishing simple tasks that leads to more complex tasks. So, yun. And next is the social modeling. Social modeling is observing an identifiable model who accomplish the task. So, we observe and we learn. Next is improving physical and emotional states. Being relaxed and calm before pursuing the challenging task. It is our ability to be calm in doing our task. And number 4 is verbal persuasion. Verbal persuasion is providing encouragement and feedback during the accomplishment of a challenging task. So that apart from self-efficacy, human agency is another valuable principle in the learning process. So that there are two strategies in learning that students can use. Number 1 is surface learning, which is simply accepts that information presented is to be memorized by the student and memorize them in an isolated and unlike manner. In short, we memorize in surface learning in our own. Next is the deep learning. Deep learning is the deeper understanding of information by creating significant, meaningful links across different concepts and how it can be applied in practical ways. It consists of deep understanding, it is called deep learning. So that we ourselves is learning deeply from what we see, what we observe, and what we are thinking about in doing it in practical ways.
And this is the end of our news. Group 4 nag-uulat.